best podcast. It's your boy, Charles Beloved, and I'm here with my sensational, beautiful, my boo, the Alicia Keys to my Usher.
I was going to say.
And I'm not talking about back then. I'm talking about on stage at the Super Bowl. My lovely wife, Mrs. Shireen Kuykendolls. What's up, dude?
Hey, y'all. I'm so excited. We have some guests here today, and we are ready to have some fun.
Yes,
Charles,
indeed.
I'll let you intro our first guest.
Yes, two guests today. Number one, my brother, international DJ. Jae Murphy Show TM, Howard University alum, the legend himself, Jae Murphy. What's up, bro?
And then we have with us
Wow. Just at hot sauce.
Oh, you know what? Honestly, I doubted myself and I shouldn't have done that.
You were right. Just
add hot sauce. Yes. Alex Hill, just add hot sauce. She is the host of Spice Baby on Tastemates. She's a recipe developer.
Talk about it.
And if you follow her on Instagram, I can't stop hearing about the lobster pasta. People love the lobster pasta. But she is on Instagram every day posting healthy, delicious recipes that you can make in your own kitchen.
Yes, bitch.
She going crazy right now. Make sure some sound effects under that, because otherwise it sounds very bad. We wanted to have you both on. Shireen's running this one. She really thought that you all be a great combination to talk to. So I'm gonna let you ride. I'm gonna let you go. Tell them what we're talking about today.
You're in your bag with the song. Is it because Jay's here?
Yeah, Jay says so. I gotta.
We need to do a counter for all your bars. You did sensational. You did the combination. Keep it going.
So really, both of you are from the East Coast.
100%.
Who went to the real HU? It's the battle. Alex went to Hampton.
Humbly, we'll let.
I went to Hampton.
The imposter speak first.
Oh my god! I went to Hampton, but I'm from the DMV, so I didn't want to go to Howard.
Yeah,
so I went to Hampton.
Yeah.
But I respectfully, I understand it's the real HU. I get it.
And then Jay went to the real HU.
The irony is that I'm from Virginia. I'm from Norfolk and Chesapeake, Hampton is in Hampton. So I'm from the 757. But I graduated from Howard University.
Okay, so y'all
in Washington, D.C.
Y'all passed each other on the freeway going to school.
Yes.
Essentially.
And we've known each other for 15 years probably.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
We were in school at the same time.
I was about to say, don't age us. Don't age us. Don't age us.
She saw me at 100 Days.
Yeah, listen, a lot of parties.
A lot of parties. So she can say she saw the beginning.
Yes.
She saw the beginning.
Oh God!
Yeah, you want to get into it now?
So
I love what you all are doing now as attendees of HBCU.
Why you love it, Charles?
So I will. Okay, so backstory. Charles and I got into a argument, legitimately an argument.
I said, we're not talking about this anymore.
And I said, I'm going to continue.
No. Sometimes you got to just say, I'm making this decision.
Honestly,
we're not going to argue.
We didn't need to talk about it because it wasn't even a relevant topic to our lives for at least another 5 years.
Fill it in.
So I don't know how we got on it, but Charles was like, yeah, because my kids are going to an HBCU. And I was like,
that was a declarative statement.
I was like, well, I love HBCUs like everyone else, but my kids are going to go wherever they want to go, where they think they will thrive. He's like, not if I'm paying. I was like,
I know that's right. Okay.
So why do you want your kids so badly to go to an HBCU?
Well, as someone who did not go to an HBCU,
he trying to have his kids live out his dreams.
She go.
Okay.
Don't he got game? He
trying my kids live out
I'm
your
on one
dreams.
today. All right, be that as it may. My brother went to Hampton with Alex, by the way.
Yeah.
And I was a frequent visitor, and I had that experience. Obviously, most of us are Greek. We had that opportunity as well. It was just like,
wait, Alex is Greek?
No,
I said
I'm not
most.
Greek. I said most.
Oh right. Oh, all y'all are Greek.
Yes.
Wait,
I said most.
Wait, Jay's Greek?
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The greatest fraternity.
Oh, here we go. We're not doing
right?
this. Yes, he's a Kappa. We're not doing this.
Wow.
My point being, though, the
Learn something
opportunity
every day,
for y'all to come together and be surrounded and immersed in Black culture and have that Black experience. Every time I visited, I loved it. Even after I graduated, moved to New York, I was constantly going to Howard's homecoming, even though I was like in Hampton.
I mean, Hampton's homecoming sucks.
Okay,
so,
okay. Because
yeah.
I was thinking out of Hampton.
So was your, because I was the opposite. I didn't want to go to an HBCU. Was your high school not black? My high school was black.
My high school was not black. I wanted to go to FAMU. And had I not got a full ride to the park, I was going to FAMU.
Would you have made it out of FAMU?
Yeah, I would have made it out.
FAMU beloved would have been a different. FAMU beloved would have been a different.
I would be on baby number 6 right now. About three.
Wow.
But I do want my children to have that experience because in the real world, it is not that. And
I get it.
That moment, I feel like, is an important part for you to have for some small percentage of your overall years on this earth.
Yeah.
So that is where I stand, and that is why I have made the executive decision.
Yeah.
Thank
Not
you,
executive.
Jay. I got backup today.
Yeah.
I got backup today.
Listen,
Focus on yourself, King.
Listen,
I would want my kids to go to a HBCU.
I love it.
It's like you're black and like you are around different types of black people for 4 fucking years. Can I pass on this shit? My bad.
Yeah, you
But
can.
like it's an experience like no other.
I love that.
So I didn't even tell you. 2 days ago, CJ comes up to me. He's like, tell me more about the school that has all black people.
Oh, you planted the seed.
So,
you planted the
I love
seed.
that.
So you might have planted the
I
seed
love
in
that.
him.
Ironically, both of my parents didn't go to a HBCU. Both of my parents met at NC State.
Okay.
And so my parents had the perspective that you have as far as, you can go where you want to go, where it makes sense, scholarship-wise, financial-wise, or whatever. And my dad wanted me to go to UVA. He did his seminary at UVA. So
Are you PK?
I definitely am.
You see, and this is why I want to have this conversation. So before we sat down to podcast, I was telling Alex and Jae, like, I really wanted to have them on. Yes, obviously, y'all are both multifaceted, leaders in your craft. But also, I just want to talk to y'all. And,
Origin stories.
Get your stories out there because I know y'all both, like, in a social setting. We see each other.
I've been drunk around y'all half the time.
Oh, my God. But it's like we see each other and it's like a catch up on like what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
Like we're not going
how
deep.
you got there.
So I think that's where I kind of want to start. Both of y'all from the East Coast. How did you get west? And I guess Jay, I'll start with you. Like, was DJing always what you wanted to do, or did you have like another job before you started DJing? Was this a passion?
What was the job before the DJ?
Yeah, I'm like, was this a
Before the
passion
Jae Murphy
project?
show? Was it the Aldi show? I gotta know.
Surprisingly, Alex probably knew me for hosting before I was DJing.
Ooh.
And so a lot of people don't know that is where I started. I'm rooted in that. I have a degree in broadcast journalism. I used to work at Radio 1.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I was doing my undergraduate tenure at Howard, once I declared my major as broadcast journalism, I forced myself in front of cameras. I forced myself to have a radio show on WHBC. That was a student-ran radio station on campus. I forced myself to be the host in front of the student body, to be comfortable, because I was like, all right, wherever this lands, is this CNN, is this BT, is this VH1? Because that's how I was learning. I had to make news packages, for all my practicums and stuff like that. So that is where I started. After I pledged the greatest fraternity in the world.
All right. Now we can turn these cameras off, Jay.
Kappa Alpha Psi. Bloody Z chapter. When I crossed in Springton, 2 of my line brothers, they really were like, you should just like learn how to DJ. You should just, be a one-man bit, like do everything. And I was just like, nah, I'm cool.
Sounds like
I had the mic.
That literally is my story.
I'm cool. We gonna get to that. I'm like, nah, I'm cool. But then I realized that if I had the opportunity to learn and matriculate that skill into what I'm already doing,
you could be a double threat.
I realized that. And so I learned how to DJ without, like, I didn't announce it. Even interning at Radio 1, I had access to the turntables when I wasn't on the clock, and so I had your Quicksilvers, I had your DJ Monies, I had all the legendary DJs at that time.
Oh, that's amazing.
To kind of be like, this is that is this, And so.
But I love what you said about pushing yourself like out of your comfort zone. And I think so many of us, like, we kind of find comfort in our comfort zone. 100%. And it's like you hear other people push you out, but we rarely hear about people saying like, no, I know I need to do this, so let me shove myself out into the limelight.
Yeah.
And when you do that, opportunities that you didn't think you would have happen. So as I was learning how to DJ, graduated, this is summer. Yeah, this is summer. Back then,
the summer in the past.
Summer in back then. I just had to make sure I was on point. I'm now working at Radio 1. Okay. I'm learning how to run the Rest Par morning show. I'm working. You know, getting up 4:30 a.m. to go to the station and be there at 5. You know, so in my journey of hosting as an undergrad student, I would be asked to like host different step shows at different campuses and or open up and host different concerts that were off campus. Like when Wale had his run, I was with Wale everywhere. So I got asked to host the BT Music Matters tour with Kendrick Lamar.
Wow.
Back home at the Norva in Norfolk.
Yeah.
And so dope.
Yeah.
I got booked for the Norfolk show and the Richmond show. I saw that tour. I said, I'm about to put myself on this tour.
Yes.
Y'all got me starting this off.
Yeah.
I'm going to put myself on this tour. I don't know how.
Yeah.
And I was fired up. I had just graduated, so I had that HBCU battery in my back. Like,
In what capacity, though? Was it like, I want to be on this tour DJing, I want to be on this tour hosting, or I was open?
I was hosting because I got booked to host.
Okay, gotcha. So you're like, I got to be.
You finna see the bridge.
It's not going to be 2 dates. I'm about to.
Yeah. So, and then I even saw they was going to Toronto. I got a passport. I was like, you know what? Let me just be prepared.
Come on.
I was let me just
come on.
And I was in DC.
Manifestation. You about to make me shout in here.
Come on.
I'm going to get my passport before they even tell me I'm going to Toronto.
And I did. So, fast forward, do the first show, kill it. So I met the BT Music tour manager. His name is Omar Grant. That's my dog, Omar Grant. And so I got booked from the promoter, not the BT side or the TDE side. I got booked from the promoter. And so then I did the next show in Richmond. And after that show, they was like, yo, you know this budget is depleted, but any city that you want to come and rock out and blah, 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 blah. I did 23 cities on that show.
Wow. Wait. So let's go back to the budget was depleted.
Yes.
So you did it for the love.
I did it
for the exposure.
I did it for the love. I did it for the exposure. I did it for the visibility. And I did it for the purpose of that if that was going to be what my resume looked like, building it fresh out of Howard, I was comfortable with doing that. Yeah. And I leaned on the greatest fraternity in the world. Somebody was giving me buddy passes. Somebody was hooking me up with rides and trains. Like, I was pledging on that tour.
Yeah.
I didn't care. I was sleeping on floors. I was catching Greyhounds.
That's important now because we got TV shows. We got international DJs. Come on. Don't nobody want to talk about Nobody want to talk about the early sacrifices.
Yeah.
And so,
sorry, I could go down the rabbit hole because I'm like.
But a lot of these people these days, they're like, oh, if I'm not paid,
they don't see it.
I'm not gonna do it.
They don't see it. They don't see it. They don't know it.
Do you know how many still to this day sometimes I'm like, well, it's exposure, so I'm gonna do it.
And that's why I'm like, I think there's a balance, right? There's a balance between like it's exposure, but I still need to pay my bills.
Yeah.
And no, this is like exposure. I should probably do this. And I think we all have that kind of like checklist in our head that we're like, nah, y'all being cheap. Y'all could pay me. Y'all just don't want to.
Yeah.
But back in the day, you're like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Nah, 100%. So the craziest, y'all ready for the plot twist?
Okay.
Yeah.
We get to probably the last 5 shows. I think I'm in Denver. Omar Grant comes to me. He says, yo, we don't have a house DJ tonight. You think you could play some tunes?
Wow. Look at God.
And I just said, yeah. I just said, yeah. In the back of my mind, I was like, look, if I mess up, I can host. And I could just kill time.
Yeah.
Shout out birthdays, figure out who it is.
What city we having the prom tonight?
So that my first time physically DJing was for a Kendrick Lamar concert.
Oh my gosh.
In front of just crowd of hype beast children.
Yeah.
that blog, the end of the blog era.
Yeah.
Those go hard ravers, Supreme wearing, bait point, like all of that. And it worked out. It worked out.
Hey, man.
Fast forward, after that homecoming of that same year, back then, that was the year Drake came out and all of that good stuff.
Okay.
So that was 2000.
The fall of that year, I had a friend that was working with Mr. Sean Combs at the time to start Revolt TV. My boy Video Chris. And after the homecoming of that same year, I relocated to LA. I relocated to LA with the broadcast journalism degree to get on Revolt TV.
Got you.
I went through like 3 rounds of auditions, and I was in the final rounds. I did not get selected, so my back was against the wall when I got out here. Let me tell you, and this I'm gonna end right here because this story can go long, but that's how I got to LA.
Dive deep. We're gonna get Alex. We're gonna keep going.
Yeah. So this is why Kappa Alpha Psi is the greatest fraternity in the world.
All right now. This is my podcast. I'm sorry, baby. It's yours. You see how you try to get me, baby?
Okay, let's
let's
just talk about the Greek world.
Yes.
Let's talk about the Greek,
The brotherhood.
the brotherhoods that exist. Brother beloved, I love you. When I first get, you're gonna like this. You're gonna like this part now. I think about it. When I first get to LA, I hit DJ Tay James.
Oh, A5 in the
on,
building.
Hampton.
A5 in Hampton in the building. A5 in the building. 1906. Go ahead.
Yeah, very cold over there. Huh? I hit Tay. I'm like, bro, I'm finally here. He was like, bet. I'm DJing at Supper Club next Tuesday. Blase, blase, blah. Come through. You're good. So I get to Supper Club. This is my first time in LA. It's like Chris Brown over there, Sean King's right here, The Weeknd right here, Rihanna over there smoking the blunt. What is going on?
Oh, this was outside LA.
This was when LA's nightlife was peaked. Like, you can't even explain it. So I'm lit. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in LA. Woo, woo, woo. Still sleeping on the airbed, but I'm in LA with the blah, blah, blah. Yo, find out one of the partners on that party is a nude.
Okay.
See?
So I ran down on him when the lights came on. I introduced myself and I said, yo, I just moved out here. I just got off tour with Kendrick Lamar.
Right,
blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I heard you was frat. I pledged at Howard Spring 10. First thing he said, he was like, you pledged at Howard? I said, yeah. He said, what's the name of the line for Spring 92? For my chapter, you don't do that with me. We can just trade. You do like I'm the old. The chapter I pledged at is the oldest chapter in the Eastern Province of my frat. Like you do, we're single up. Yeah. It's a thing. You not finna. No. But I was humble, and I knew my shit.
Yeah.
I was humble. I looked at him. I gave him the death stare, and I said, 20 convicted felons. Come to find out, we exchanged numbers. He texted me to lunch 2 days later. He said, when I met Spring 92, that's when I crossed at UCLA. 5 of your older pro fights are from LA. So when they came home over the summer, they met my entire line. He said, your chapter flew me and 4 of my LBs out to Howard Homecoming in 1993. He said, that was the first time I saw Wu-Tang. He said, your chapter took care of everything, had me around women, paid for food,
That's that HBCU.
took care of everything. He said, since you Bloody Z, you opening that supper club next Tuesday.
Wow.
That's how my journey started.
Yeah.
Literally.
I love that.
That's dope.
In the first 2 weeks of me living in LA. That's the real story.
Yeah.
I love that. And I love that it was a little bit of like you doing the work, but also you being in like the right place at the right time.
Well, I mean, we talk about it all the time. It's like faith without works is dead. And like you
were
have
doing
faith,
the work.
you have foresight, but you were doing the work. You actually have put yourself out there on multiple times in that story, which a lot of people are scared to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you shot your
100%.
shot, shoot a shoot.
Okay, just add hot sauce. What's your favorite hot sauce?
Hot sauce, Krystal.
Of course it's Krystal.
Krystal.
Of course it's Krystals. Krystals is so good. They got a little buttery. You got a little butter vibes.
And then Tapatio for like Mexican food, and then siracha for Chinese food. I have a lot.
All right, her Puerto Rican side's
I know my
coming out.
Puerto Rican
Probably
side.
got a cap.
Coming out
I have
there
a lot.
heavily.
I have a lot.
Coming out
I have a
there
lot.
heavily right now.
I don't like hot sauce at all.
That's You're
It's nuts.
Caribbean.
It's literally nuts.
I know. I don't.
Like how?
Meanwhile, my mother puts pepper flakes on everything.
Oh my
Every single
God.
thing.
Really?
I love
Charles
everything
be like,
spicy.
"Do you want some food to go with your pepper flakes?" Because she just be shaking.
I
Pancakes
love
with pepper flakes. All right, let's go ahead. No, I'm guessing it.
Okay.
Let's go back post Hampton.
post Hampton. Okay, well, I majored in public relations at Hampton.
Okay.
So both like journalism but I've always cooked. Like since I was 11, 12, always wanted to cook.
Okay.
Always cooked. My mom taught me how to cook, and I wanted to go to culinary school outside of high school. And my mom was like, absolutely fucking
Well,
not.
culinary school is like the cost is like college.
It's $40,000.
Yeah.
And Hampton was $40,000.
Yeah, it's like
So
Yeah.
I was like,
Pretty
my mom
much.
was like, if you think about food after school, let's talk about
we'll
it.
talk about it.
If you want to be somebody,
Yeah.
if you want to go somewhere,
Come
I
on.
was like,
you better wake up and pay attention.
I was like, damn. So she made me go to college. Fine. Hampton was the best decision of my life. But cooking kept following me. So I was like, I kept going to open houses. I would drag Kelly and Ashley to all the open houses because we were in New York and I was working at this, let me not say stupid, but it was a nice marketing agency.
Okay.
But food was like my passion.
Yeah.
So I kept going to open houses.
Okay.
And I would go and they would be like, okay, $40,000. And I'm like, I can't
You
afford
like
that.
American dollars?
I'm like, I'm already in debt from Hampton.
Yeah.
So I had to take out another
Another
loan.
loan,
So I was like,
yes.
I can't do that. So just started like putting shit on the internet. I started a blog in 2017 called Just That Hot Sauce.
Wow.
Lots of start and stops because I was like, I can't do this. I don't know how to do anything. Like, I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to shoot food. I don't know how to do anything. I just know how to cook. But I wanted to put my passion out there.
Wow, I didn't know it started as a blog.
I still have the blog. I still have the
You
blog.
be posting on a blog?
Not in like
No.
a year.
I'm a TV show
in a
girly
year.
now.
But like that's how I started. And then during the pandemic, because you know everyone's like, you work in marketing, like, and you're
Yeah.
doing food, so people didn't understand like, oh no, food is my passion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until the pandemic. And then I worked at the greatest agency ever, Team Epiphany.
Hey, T.
Like they
What's
like
up?
T.E.
my family.
What up, Coltrane? What up, KP?
Listen.
T.E.
But Coltrane in my interview was like, what do you do outside of work? And I was like, I had my blog, but I wasn't really
Yeah.
doing anything. I was like, oh, I have a food blog. He was like, do it again. Like, do it. And so he really encouraged me other than like other people.
Yeah.
And then when the stay-at-home order happened, that's when everything took off.
Yeah.
Because people were home and they had to cook.
So
So-
when did you move to LA? What year?
I moved to, so I was in.
And how do we get to the LA move?
Okay, so.
That year.
I'm asking because I was around for this. She was my friend in New York too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, when did you come to LA? When did
Okay,
LA
so
move out?
I was in New York from for 9 years. So 2000.
Mad long. Yes.
A long time. And then I had to move back to DC for a learning lesson,
Okay.
a relationship. You know, I had to learn a lesson. But then after I break up, because y'all met y'all met him.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yo.
Eye roll for me.
Yo, they laughing.
But I was in a long-term relationship for 5 years.
Yes.
And then we moved back to DC 2021. And then I moved to LA September 2022 because of the
I feel
breakup.
like you've been here so long.
Everyone thinks
Yeah.
that. Everyone's like, oh my
Yeah.
God, you've been here. I'm like, no, I've only been here a year.
Yeah,
and
I'm about to
some
say,
change.
when we were at Broccoli City at your apartment, like that was like
Yeah.
2 years
Remember?
ago.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So,
Well, I felt like you've been here longer because you have just taken off. So
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, that's what
what
it is.
more frequently over the last few years, like even when you decided to do this full time, which
Yeah.
is like a major decision, like what were the inputs that went into you being
Oh.
like, okay, I need to really take this seriously. I need to do that leap because I was the anti-leaper. And it worked for me because,
Oh,
you know, I
same.
had the family. Okay,
Same.
so talk me through your
I was
logic.
anti-leaper. Like, I saved $20,000 because I was like 6 months of expenses
Yeah.
in New York.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm going to save. I had a panic attack, a really bad panic attack in January 2021. And I was like, I can't do this shit. Because at TE, like, that's when, not Black Lives Matter. Is that 2021? But
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
brand wanted to hire a black
Uh-huh.
agency.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
So that's when the height of like Black Lives
Yeah.
Matter, and so we were bombarded with like new business, and I was like, I can't it was too much for me. So January I had a panic attack, and I was like, I'm quitting my birthday, so I can get my last paycheck. But I was like, I'm quitting my birthday, and I was like, I'm gonna save $20,000, and then I quit on my birthday, and that was like my last day. And then I was just like, if I don't get on this train, it's going to pass me. Then I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. I didn't have any like brand deals or anything like that.
That's something I just said. I got to go deeper on. Was it capacity? Like, what did you feel like you need? Was it just like you were drained emotionally and like couldn't be as creative? Like, why did you need to no longer work in order for you to get to where you're getting to?
You know, when you feel like you have learned everything at your job and you're not doing anything new, like it's kind of like rinse, wash, and repeat. I was like, I've hit my capacity. And I was like, I love Team Epiphany. I love marketing, but I love food more. And it's taking off. Even though I was making like, I think I was doing like $500 brand deals at the time. Now it's not that thing. You know, but I was like, I have to get on this train because if I don't, it's going to pass me and I'm going to still be working for someone else.
And I think sometimes when you're working a job which you hate, you come home at the end of the day and you're just like drained. Your cup is empty. So it's like, I don't even have the energy to put into my passion because to your point, it's that rinse, wash, and repeat. It's like, I just need to go to sleep so I could do this again
And
tomorrow.
I was bringing it home to my, even though we were home during the pandemic, like I was bringing it home to my relationship and that was draining. Because I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Because I was like cooking at like 10 a.m. to like post on the internet, but also like doing my work.
Sending a Slack message.
I was like, oh guys, I have a meeting. And then I did like I did like a IG live. Or something along the lines where I was like, "Oh, guys, I'm in a meeting right now," and they're like, "Alex, you're on IG Live, like, or like you're doing a cooking."
That's crazy,
Alex.
That's
but
crazy.
I would tell,
Nah, bro.
Like I would tell like my work husband Sai, like I'd be like, Sai, I'm doing this cooking thing on the side.
Just
So
hold me down.
we're in a meeting, and he was like, "Got you." The culture, they on it. So,
like, you know, on your IG, the first thing you see is the
was
live.
something where I was like, I definitely am not doing work. But, like, I'm
not, at least say I'm taking lunch,
I
y'all.
It was IG Live. It was something live.
That's hilarious. So, in the leap, like, obviously, you were posting food and stuff. Like, talk us slightly through before we get to some other stuff. The nuance of like putting yourself out there publicly, your work, and then obviously the solicitation of brand deals. I'm asking this question because people always talk about to me, oh, well, you work with so many big companies. I say I had to put out there that was what I wanted to do. And when I started seeing you taking cooking seriously, it wasn't no big bag, but I was like, can you teach coquito to my ERG? Here's $250. But I'm like, when even your friends start to see you take something serious, it's like, oh, well, sure, this is this.
But you know what?
Yo, wait, y'all. It's Black History Month. There's still time to book Alex to do a cooking class.
I'm very booked. It's great.
She said there's no
March.
It's great.
Let's do Women's
She said
Month.
Women's History.
Let's do Women's History. February.
I like that energy, man.
Listen, for real though,
I like that.
I always say it's not who you know, it's who knows you.
Yeah.
Because you can be putting everything on the internet, but if no one knows what you're doing, and I really do feel like us partying back in the day, like we're all in a position to put people on now. And it's like everyone's in like an exact.
It's so beautiful.
Like it's beautiful to see, and I'm like, damn, like from us partying, doing drag. Well, I used to do drag, but like all that, like
our parents listen to this, Alex.
Here we go. Like I was 20 in New York, 23 in New York, so it's like now everyone's like alive. But now everyone's doing shit. I'm like, oh my God.
It's
like
amazing.
from you hiring me to just other friends hiring me, it's like once you start to take yourself seriously, I was like, I don't know how to edit no fucking picture of food. I was YouTube
and
University.
your little video edits that you do now are so good.
Thank you. InShot. So I'm like, I had to teach myself. So it's you have to pivot, and I think that's because IG was once like just static images. And then it moved to video.
Well, what did Ty will say? The cost of the value of a like has gone up.
Yeah,
we did a social media episode a few episodes ago, and one of the girls on there said she was like, before, to your point, it was a static image, right? And they'd be like, oh, that's a cute outfit, Jay. But now it's like, what value is this? Scroll.
Yeah.
Right.
Now it's like, it's got to be a video. And you got to talk.
I have some follows for both of you. And then we're going to transition to love as an entrepreneur of a good
time. My favorite.
We're going there. Like, when you started, talk to me about the transition from it being your side hustle to like your business. And in that, what were some of the changes that you had to make? Like, I had to hire a team. I had to, you know what I mean, establish my. I want to know from both of you guys, like, okay, you started getting brand checks, or you started getting bigger bookings, and that's what okay, this is like my business now. What was the different nuances of those shifts, and what did you do to kind of set yourself up?
I think the first thing is I had to identify what balance looked like for me, because sporadically being booked and then having other obligations to make sure that I could get this content, or just having even down to logistics and scheduling, getting double booked in the summertime, this day party over here, blah, blah, blah. You know, I think having balance, or having an identity of what your balance looks like, helps you in the long run. So when you do develop a team, or when I did later develop a team, I knew how to delegate what I needed help with at the time that I needed help. Yeah. And even for me, and I know for you, I have to actually delegate time to just sit with music.
Yeah.
There's so much going on in that world. 250,000 songs come out daily.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Hold that thought, because I want to chime in there, because we were all in Croatia.
Don't.
No. On the yacht. I know you couldn't go, babe. I know you couldn't go.
Right?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
We won't say what it was. We'll just say yacht week. We'll just say yacht week. We won't say what it was.
It's still a sore subject.
I see you on FaceTime, bro. I see you.
But Jae and I were doing like the biggest party of the week.
Yeah.
The all-white party. I'm the host. I've never learned to DJ. I didn't want to do it. But like, we were having a time amongst the 10 of us on our yacht. But Jae was in the room the day that we were supposed to party. We pre-gaming, locked himself in this room with his computer, preparing for his set.
We love someone who takes their craft seriously.
And I'm like, but he's good already. Like, come get this shot. Come get this.
No. But you know
I remember the day.
I was like, oh, this dude does not play.
But you know what? You do the same thing. You talking
you
about
don't
Jae?
even notice.
Yeah,
you do the same thing.
I'm obsessive.
You call your DJs, you practice the sets. Come in here, don't come in there. Come in at the
angrily screaming.
You know what's interesting though, that even like a day for me, if I have like a festival performance, or just a real big room I'm about to play in, like after like I start my day and I pray, I'm playing music all day, and I do that to wake that part of my brain up, because I'm juggling so much stuff. I'm talking to my editing team, like, okay, we're gonna roll this out on a content calendar on this day, but I need somebody to capture this. Can somebody do an edit right quick? Like, and then I'm doing that, and then it's just like, all right, cool. If me and Luke are talking about what's the goal in this gig, or in this week, or why are we here outside of the check, it's like I have that pressure on me. So it's like I have internal pressure that I created from so many different angles, and then I have to perform. I'm able to manipulate energy in a room with my gift, but it requires so much of me that I have to delegate time to just operate in that. Be present in that. And a lot of times in certain rooms, I'm on like 2.
Yeah,
you would never know.
But you got to show up on.
I'm on like 1.5 out of 10, and you would never know. But in the times that I'm able to prepare, I feel like I'm my best. But a lot of times when I'm on 2, it's like, you gonna get this 2.5 and this 3. I don't know where it's coming from. But I'm gonna just I always say a quick prayer, like when I'm plugging in, and I just let my gift rock out.
Come on, PK.
Listen.
One more thing. So like your team, you mentioned Luke. People don't know who that is. Luke Lawal's
Luke
manager.
Lawal,
Like, who is the makings of the Jae Murphy show? Like,
wow.
As you scaled, and now you are a business. Jae Murphy's a business. So
like, essentially it is.
Your
not
creative team.
It is a business.
Yeah.
No, not it is.
Yeah, it
like,
is.
You're a brand
name. Video
name.
rollouts. Like, you do a lot outside of just actually DJing. So like,
you know what's so interesting?
Also, wait. You also are a musician.
Here we go.
Oh, we're getting into it.
Let's not
singer-songwriter Jae Murphy too.
I'm like, let's talk about that part too. I'm like, okay, the team is cool, but you also are a musician. Charles and I were in the car one day.
Y'all segue game is sexy. I like that.
We in the car one day, and I was like, oh, this is nice.
And you know when you put one on,
you boo it
and
up.
you know who this is. You get I was like, baby, guess.
She's like, who's this?
It's Jae.
I'm like, no. He's like, it's Jae. I'm like, Jae who?
Holiday.
I'm like, who's Jae? He's like, Jae Murphy. I'm like, wait, DJ Jae Murphy.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. I'm like, wait, our friend Jae Murphy.
She was like, wait, she had to know. She was like, our friend DJ Jae Murphy.
I just wish I I could see that in real time how that happened.
Yeah.
So y'all go on Spotify, stream Jae. He has multiple songs on Spotify. Angel is the song though that I heard.
You like the live version? The live version.
The live Angel version. She was like, who is this?
I was like, wait, this is good. I thought it was a new artist. I was like, what new artist is this?
You know what's so interesting, and I have no problem being transparent and vulnerable about the artist side of Jae Murphy. And it's actually a blessing. And even what I said previously as far as identifying balance, now, like the Jae Murphy show, the business, the entity is in such demand that it easily diminishes my time to be a creative in that lane.
Music,
And because I learned myself, in order for me to be at my best, to commit to doing 12-hour blocks in the studio, whether we do 1, 2, or we do 5 that night. And then I sit in with producers. Like that whole Angel Live version, I arranged that whole thing with an engineer.
It's crazy.
I had each sound come in and record, but I arranged each thing. So the balance thing is a real big thing for me.
That's hard.
It's hard because for me to be present, like I have to kind of like not turn my back on DJing, but the skills and the capabilities go hand in hand when it comes to finding BPMs, tempos, melodies, and etc. But for me to really knock out a strong 10, 15 records, I can't be distracted with the demand of performing. I gotta actually create and compose, So
I mean, when most artists are coming out with an album, we're not seeing them for
this is true.
months.
And I've learned that. I've learned that, and so I've had conversations with Luke about that, and it's just like prior to the summer, I'm gonna have to shut all this down. But it's hard when you're doing these campaign here. So I think it's a blessing, and it's also a learning curve for how I can operate in that gift as well as the other gift,
Lastly, just tell me the team. So it's your
the
manager.
team.
Who else?
It's Luke managing me. Sean Lee, that he does most of all of my content.
Ooh.
Shout out to my boy 6K Lens. He's out of Detroit. He moves around with me as well. Shout out to Trey engineers all of my stuff.
Wow.
Stan Green is a super, super engineer. He also masters everything. He went to Howard as well.
Okay.
Come on.
Shout out my boy J Rose on the legal side.
Okay, I was about to say,
Yeah.
Since I know it's a lot of checks, I paid some of them. I hope you got a lawyer and accountant, Jae Murphy.
Yeah. Shout out to J Rose on the legal side. Yeah, I got a nice tight team, but a lot of independent contractors.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
How you structure, but I'm just saying, people don't understand how much goes into
a lot.
It's again, it's a cooking and DJing seem more like social style businesses, 100%. But I'm like, no, it's still a business.
People, and
I'm
so glad that you had your own moment to see how serious I take it, because the narrative of who I am and what I do outside of my talent and success, people look at DJs as if it's not a job, as if it doesn't really hold a weight or value in a conversation of career. And at first I used to always feel like I would be doing something in music in addition to DJing, which I am now. But I don't want to say I was ever ashamed of the gift of me DJing, but prior to it being such a trendy thing now, I've always felt like, damn, once I meet somebody's daughter, what I'm going to just say at the dinner table, I DJ.
We getting it out. I know. Alex, talk to me about your entrepreneurship thing. He ready to go there.
I was like,
bringing the DJ home to meet my daughter.
That's real life.
That's real.
That's real life. So
that's real life. So prior to being booked at Coca-Cola stages at Essence Fest and things in the back golf cart with me.
And y'all were in
you
the
know
front.
what I mean?
Y'all
I
were
was
in the
just saying, I was like,
front.
this is
Y'all
what
were
we
in the
doing
front.
now.
Y'all were in
We
the front.
one thing about us, we woke up early. Charles was like, "Get up, we gotta go see Alex." I was like, "Okay, where my glasses?"
And y'all were right there because I was like, Ashley was late. And
Bridget
I said,
laughed.
where the fuck is Ashley? But I saw y'all. I said, okay, I'm going to focus on y'all.
Absolutely.
Because I was nervous. And I think
Yeah.
to his point, like, you have to find balance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, people think, because cooking is also very trendy right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I've been cooking since I was 11 because really, it's a safe space for me.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like, sometimes I don't cook. And this is, can I say niggas? Well, yeah, right?
Yes.
So,
Nigga.
like, no, but, like, niggas will be like, when I'm going on a date, like, when are you going to cook for me? No.
Oh, wow. Okay, tell me, they're ready to go there. Bridget, they're ready to go there.
Wait, I got one more question.
I gotta hear about her team. When she transitioned to a
I
business.
went to dating. I'm sorry.
When you transition to like a
Yeah.
business, though, like when you start taking yourself really seriously, like what were some of the things that you had to
Once my manager came,
okay.
and I had Adam, I edit all my shit. I don't have a big team like him. But Adam, once my manager came on, and he was like, I just want you to be a creative and be talent.
I love that.
Because you don't have to answer the emails. You don't have to do like all invoicing, all
Come
of that.
on.
Like, just be you. Because I was getting to the point where I was getting burnt out.
Yeah,
where I was
absolutely.
like, I don't want to chop
Setting
an
up build.com
onion. I don't want
and
like
cook and then
fresh, but I was like, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
And so once he came on, and like, there's like it's like a team of 3. It's just like I felt like I could cook.
Yeah.
And like be like just that
Focus
hot
on
sauce,
the
you
craft.
know? Yeah, focus on the
Okay.
craft.
Last thing, I want to talk about Tastemade and Spice Baby.
Yes!
So I know you said like, yo, I wrote down in my notebook that I wanted to have a TV show. Back to Jae saying like he manifested something, you manifested that.
Yeah.
So I want to know, how did that come about? How did we end up on Tastemade?
Okay, so
Are we getting season 2?
I know season 2 is happening. Season 2 is happening. But like, okay, I've always wanted a cooking show. Like I was when I was young, I was like, oh my God, this is Alex. Welcome to my cooking. Like I've always wanted one. So I knew people related to my personality because like, you know, whatever. But like I wrote it down. I said, I want a cooking show. Every day I would journal. And I started a long form YouTube series called Hot Sauce at Home with like 10 subscribers, nothing. But I was like, I think people relate more to my personality than a 30-second clip on
Instagram.
IG of like just hands and pans cooking. So someone from Tastemates saw like me reposting like the trailer for Hot Sauce at Home on Instagram, and they DM'd me and they were like, hey, like this is da-da-da from Tastemates. So I was like, cool. I don't think anything's happening. We had a meeting. She was like, we love your content. Da-da-da-da. We love like you're just very authentically you. And I was like, oh.
You're like, I'll do a post for you. Sure.
I was like, I'll do a post. And then I moved to LA, and then I went to an event there, and the talent girl was like, you live here now? And I was like, yeah, I just moved. And mind you, I was like,
I have chills.
I was like, yeah, she was like, she goes, okay. So that was like September 2022. March of 23, I get an email that says like show concept. And so I was like, wow, this is some bullshit. I was like,
right.
I was like, no. So I had the call. She was like, I think I have a show for you. I've been pitching you for months. Like, I think I have something.
It's not about who you know. It's about who knows you.
It's who knows you. And so
Bars.
March, I didn't tell anyone. I was just like, I mentioned something to Ashley. Everyone knows that. Ashley, my best friend. And I was like, I don't know if something may be happening. And then Kelly's wedding, I got the email.
Oh, wow.
That was like, it's happening.
Oh, wow.
I didn't feel talking about it.
That
And
is
then, like
insane.
that was like May 5th. And then I was like, what the fuck? And then we shot in July.
That's amazing.
From a YouTube series.
Yeah. And to your point, with 10 subscribers, most
10
people will be
subscribers.
like, oh, I'm not doing it because no one's watching. But people are watching.
And then I have to go back to the HBCU thing because obviously to produce a show, it costs money. And my manager at the time was like, do you know anyone that would want to sponsor your content? I was like, maybe. So my guys at Sip Michael Lavelle.
Come on.
Howard Grad. And I know Brandon, one of like the guys from being a promoter. And I was a door girl when he was a promoter.
I was a door girl.
I was a door girl.
Become a CEO.
So we've known each other for a long time. And so I was like, do you think you guys would sponsor? And he was like, for sure. And be going to it. Like, it's like that family that like you automatically have. And he was like, I think it was like $10K. Man, I wasn't going to pay for that. I was like, I don't have that. Yeah. And so they're like, we got it.
That's amazing.
And yeah.
That is crazy.
Okay. East Coast guys or West Coast guys? East Coast girls or West Coast girls?
Right into
let's
it.
Let's hear it. Which do we like better?
Definitely East Coast girls.
East Coast guys. So
East Coast girls.
I got a Midwesterner, so
don't touch me. Is that what you going there? You gonna sympathy? Don't laugh, Orlando. You gonna sympathy me?
It's a Midwest thing. Yeah.
I'm not even doing this. Talk to me about East Coast. Why y'all say
East Coast guys have like listen, I don't discriminate.
They got a swag.
They have a swag and they have an energy, and I just feel like East Coast, and like with me, you have to like
reel me in quick.
Reel me in very quick. So I like an East Coast guy. But if a West Coast man takes my energy or takes my shit, like, fine.
I was going to say, you need a West Coast transplant. You need someone who came from somewhere else and just lives on the West Coast.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. I have no problem with West Coast women. I think I got real cool with about 3 West Coast women that went to Howard with me that are still my friends to this day.
Yeah.
I think they're very solid. But I met them on the East Coast.
My first boyfriend in college was West Coast.
Yeah?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was from Cali.
Yeah, I think the energy of an East Coast woman is so like so inviting. And I think that, and it's something
inviting.
that,
also say intoxicating. Like,
you want to go there.
No, don't
You
take the
want to
compliment.
go there,
Don't take
Charlie.
the compliment, East Coast girl.
Charlie, you want to go there, Charlie?
Like, they got a little more spice
Nah,
baby
they
in
do.
them.
They
got a little spice baby on them.
it's
Right?
almost-
You end up a little drunk. Yes.
Man.
But there's deeper questions from that, right? Y'all are entrepreneurs, have crazy schedules. Also,
How do
both
you
super
balance?
successful in your own right. How do you try and balance the time for like love? Like,
Well,
And are you intentional about?
I'm intentional, like especially post breakup. Like I'm very intentional about like dating. But I think like being an entrepreneur, like I think you have to have someone that understands your schedule and that life. Because like I'm getting on a plane next week, and like I didn't know until last week. So it's just like it's you never know your schedule, and you have to have someone that accepts like okay, like it's fine. Yeah, like
I know we have plans next week.
But
I gotta cancel them.
I gotta cancel. Like I'm an entrepreneur. My shit is 1099. Like that.
If I don't work, I don't get paid.
Exactly. So I think just someone that like understands it.
I agree a lot with what you said as far as finding somebody that kind of understands.
Well, you're even different because you're in a public space in the party business.
Let's talk about it, Shireen.
Let's
talk about it.
Look, Alex already like I said it.
My prime example.
No, but I dated that sounds bad. But I love promoters. I love promoters. I dated a lot of promoters.
Oh, she like them outside. She like them outside.
Alex. She like outside.
I go to your parties.
Yes.
I like to be outside. Let's have fun.
He throws community gatherings.
I do community gatherings.
Tribe. He
parties.
throws tribe meetings. Those are not
tribe
You
meetings.
know, parties.
I love you, beloved.
But like, so I don't know if I could date like at this age.
Hey, listen. I
But-
think I honestly have so many examples of you
Okay.
that have just looked at me and was like, yeah. Oh no. Maybe I'm like, oh no. And it's just like, you know, a lot of people may see me as that public figure.
Yeah.
But even in a situation like this, at one of your events, at a tribal gathering,
A party.
yeah. Okay, even if we at his crib.
Okay.
And I'm talking to somebody
Also
and they're like,
a
yo,
party.
I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
you were this intellectual. I didn't know you. I didn't know you dissected music like that. I just thought you pressed the button. I didn't know.
Not press the button. Press the button is nuts.
I didn't know you was a noob. Oh, I didn't know. Yo, we get that.
Press
We
the
get
button
that.
is nuts.
No, I hear that
Yeah.
all the time. I thought you just went up there and do. No.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on that. But what I'm saying is a lot of people meet me in different settings when I may not be performing, and then they may have a afterthought.
A different
Well,
perspective.
That's fair.
But I think when you're a public figure, you get that, right? Because there's this duality of like who you present on the internet and who you present outside.
Yeah.
But then like who you are really in the quiet moments, you know, behind closed doors with the people that you trust. And I think people see the public figure side and they make all these assumptions.
Absolutely.
All the
Oh,
time.
yeah, for
all the
sure.
time. You run into somebody at church, like, I didn't know you went here.
Yeah.
Not
Praise God, I do.
Not the jacket pull.
No, that's real though.
But yeah, I think it comes with the territory.
Mm-hmm.
I've completely accepted this season of my life as far
Are you
as
single?
I'm currently single.
Okay.
I accepted this season of my life. This is what it is as far as me being a public figure in the music industry. And you know, there is somebody somewhere that has lived the life that I have lived, and they made it work for them.
Yeah.
And that's not something I depend on, but I just truly believe that when you're able to align with somebody with like-minded beliefs, faith, morals, values, the public figure narrative,
Doesn't matter.
That goes
doesn't
away.
don't even exist.
Oh, he on one right now. Look direct to camera and talk to that woman out there that you're looking for.
Not talk
Go
that
direct to
woman.
camera.
It's like, I
Let's have a moment. I felt it.
Am I in this too?
Yo, we might have the ice on it. Let me chill. Let me chill. All right, Alex. So similarly for you, like as you think about like the family and any other things that you may want out of life, like what does that look like for you as your career is literally like
Well,
going crazy?
For
right
the woman, I'm 35, turning 36, and so now it's all about like, are you gonna have kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a geriatric pregnancy
Yep.
now. So it's like now I have to be. I'm not a good time girl. Like you're not about to waste my time.
Not a
You're
good time, girl.
not-
I
Good time, girl.
But my friend said that one time.
I like GTG.
Nah,
is
you-
good.
hey,
GTG is
You
a
about
movie.
to go viral. Go,
Yeah,
keep going.
This might be the clip.
No, but for real, like I was like, I don't really want it because I was with someone for 5-6 years of my 30s and 20s, and now I'm kind of like I want to be intentional about finding my person and finding my partner, but I also don't want to waste my time.
Yeah.
I'm having a great time.
I listened to, it was like an Instagram clip I heard this week, and the woman was like, women spend too long in relationships. You need to get in, learn the lesson, and get the hell out.
Bitch, let me tell you, that lesson was too long.
Yeah, like
I had to move back to DC to learn it. Like I had to leave New York. Yeah, I know.
I'm like, did y'all
a lot.
listen? Did y'all listen to 50 Parts of Risa
No,
Tisa?
I can't. I don't want to take that energy in.
listen.
It was
No.
too long. So that's what I'm
Mm-mm.
saying. I agree with you completely.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta see the red flags kind of immediately.
Yeah.
And at this point, like we ain't working on potential.
Yeah.
The
Fully
potential
fucking
needs to
potenched.
be materialized.
You need to come potential.
Potential, yeah.
I'm not doing no potential anymore. And also, no, never mind. I'm not gonna talk about that. I was like, never mind. I'm not gonna say that.
I think the dating scene, I guess for our generation right now, is so interesting because you have so many different narratives and beliefs based off the internet
Yeah.
that people have subconsciously embodied,
Mhm.
and they think that's law, and it's not.
If I hear one more time, are y'all splitting the rent or is the man paid?
Oh.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Is the rent paid?
Yeah.
It's
And that's the
yeah.
thing, like everyone thinks I'm going to cook for them, and I'm not going to do that.
I feel like that's so intimate.
I think
It's very
Yeah.
intimate, and people don't get that. Like when I'm cooking for you,
You're like, what? like, no, this
I'm
ain't
like,
first
what?
date.
yeah, I'm like, I'm not cooking for
you gotta
you. Like,
unlock.
I don't know.
You gotta unlock that.
I
I'm
know
not a
you.
GGG.
I'm not.
Go whatever.
I'm having a good time, girl.
I'm not a good
GTG.
girl.
GTG.
But even if I wasn't a cook,
Yeah.
I'm still not cooking for
No,
you.
Yeah.
no, and that's even the whole thing. Like, I will meet someone for coffee.
Mhm.
Like that whole Cheesecake Factory shit that
Yeah.
went viral. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't understand that. Like, granted, am I gonna go to Cheesecake Factory the first date? No.
No.
But if you want to get drunk and like fucked up and like, oh my god, boo, let's go to Cheesecake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
let's go.
Yes.
take me. But a lot of people, I'm like, you're not gonna meet for coffee. You don't know this
Yeah.
person.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like, why not just like meet up for an hour to like get to know them?
Are y'all on the apps?
I am on
I'm not
Raya.
on the apps. I'm not. I heard Raya lit though, but
Raya paid out
Yeah,
or free
Raya's
out?
paid.
It's
Raya's
exclusive.
elevated.
It's the
No,
elevated.
it's
It's the
it's
soul.
Soho House.
It's a
Yeah.
soul.
Yeah.
It's a soul that did
Okay.
that. 100%.
I got on Raya just to be like, okay, universe, I'm ready for love.
I
I'm
love it.
serious.
No,
like, I'm like,
I like
I'm
that.
ready for
Universe.
love.
I'm willing to invest. in it.
Exactly,
I like
exactly,
that. I like
exactly.
that. I like that.
Okay, so both of y'all are so passionate about your crafts. Charles and I connected on music, something that he is super passionate about. I'm also passionate about it.
Yeah.
Do you need your partner to be passionate about cooking, passionate about music? Do you need them to be that sounding board that can feed energy into your passion?
I don't need him to be like passionate about cooking, like, oh, because get the fuck out of my way in the kitchen.
Okay.
Don't you're gonna stress me
Why
out.
are you here?
Why are you here? You're not using that knife right.
I could get why you
Yeah,
said
but
that.
I need you to
I can get why you
understand
say
that.
where I'm trying to go with cooking.
Got
it. And
like
to
the
respect
show,
it as a
it's-
craft.
Yeah, and like I want to have a sounding board to be like, boo, do you think this is like XYZ? Like, should I charge more? Like, what do you think? Like,
No,
and
definitely.
so it's
Definitely.
like, but I don't need you to be passionate about cooking.
Okay.
No.
You need
Enjoy
to have,
my food though. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
you need
I
to be
don't-
having a jam session with your group.
Oh, and then one last thing.
No,
oh my
no,
gosh.
do your
Someone
thing.
said I was dating this guy, and he told me, and dating is very loosely, very loose. when I say it. He told me, he was like, "Well, you only cook like for him, like when you're making content." So I was like, okay. So let me get this right. So you're getting free food.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm shooting for content, but I'm also eating the fucking food.
Food.
Yeah.
But I was like, so you're upset that I'm not cooking for you when I'm not like recording or anything like
This
that?
is my job.
And I was like, this is my job. And also, you're eating for fucking free. And also, are you getting me groceries? So, like, I was like, what?
Not free food and complaining.
Wow.
That's kind of wild.
And I was like, that's
It's
crazy.
nasty work out here.
I'll come over and I'll definitely buy groceries. It's a Whole
Yeah,
Foods
like,
right by my
if
house.
you like, hey,
Yo.
I want, can you make me
Yeah.
soup?
That's
I'll bring
that's
the
the
groceries.
noble thing to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, that's
Oh.
it.
All right, Jay.
I don't think my partner has to be passionate about music, but I will say it's a plus. And
Yeah.
when I say it's a plus, it's beyond my position in music. You know, like having somebody that you could just live a life at a festival,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
at a concert,
Yep.
Yeah.
or just if you're out to eat and the vibe is just
And they
perfect.
they
Right.
get
Yeah.
it.
and it just enhances everything. I feel like, you know, music is a frequency, but it is another language.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if you're able to align, like I said earlier, if you're able to align with somebody that has somewhat of a similar taste, it's always going to be a plus.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now for me, and the rigorous sporadic schedule that I have, similar to you, just we gotta go fly. All right, we out.
Yeah.
Like having some type of backbone support in all that I do, even though it's dubbed as the Jae Murphy show, still having some type of support in knowing when to or when not to, and how to and where to give me that support means a lot for somebody like myself. Because if you are my partner, you know how serious I take my craft. If you are my partner, you know how dedicated I am to all of the things that I have on my palette, including you and my craft. So
Come on,
I
including
think,
you.
Wow.
Come on, add me to the
I
plate.
just told you. I
Add
told
me
you.
to the plate.
Yo, let's get these
That
both on
was
Raya. If you want to
good.
find Jae Murphy or
was
Alex
good.
Hill, join Raya, pay your fee. We need a Raya sponsorship.
Not pay your
Because I'm
fee.
setting this up right now. I'm setting episode 7
That
though, baby.
was
Take us
great.
out of here, man.
but it's real. Like I think, you know, even when I'm performing, sometimes coming back to my home, like I'm drained, and people don't realize that I have so many other things to do to keep the business rolling.
Yeah.
I gotta shoot in the morning. I gotta go to the studio. Sometimes I'm in the studio all day on a Saturday, and then I gotta DJ that night.
Yeah.
And I didn't download
Yeah.
none of the new vibes, so I'm just gonna be like, all right, you gonna take this 3.5, and we're gonna make it 7 some way somehow with a
Yeah.
reposado or 3 or 4. You get what I'm saying? So just the support aspect, because
That's it,
it's
support.
crazy, because that public figure narrative or assumption can bleed into your relationship.
No, I can't.
Doing X, Y, and Z, and it's all in fairness, doing X, Y, and Z. Naturally, your partner can have some type of chip on their shoulder if they feel neglected in any sense.
Mm-hmm.
And communication is very key.
Ooh.
Communication is very key because, if y'all were supposed to go to the movies, or if y'all were supposed to go,
And now we not going to the movies because
to
you're
the Alice
sleepy.
cooking class,
Yeah.
and now you saying you gotta go do this. So how are you? Where
Where
are
am I
we?
fitting?
How are we?
Yeah.
I think that's something that is very, very vital, because
And
as long as
also-
they know that they don't have to depend on how it makes them feel.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
But also, I think a strong friendship. You guys have a strong friendship, and I think that's what was missing for me. And it's my next partner, I want to be friends with, because then I could be I can't do this tonight. You have to understand.
Yeah,
And then it
yeah.
but you're still my friend at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know.
I just want to say, I always wanted to say this, but now that I'm on y'all platform, so I would say it on y'all platform. Y'all give niggas hope.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
Y'all
For
just
real.
the way that y'all are so humble about each other
Yeah.
and loud about y'all love.
Yeah.
It gives, Alex hope. It gives Jae hope. It gives everybody that's watching and everybody that's a part of your community and your tribe some sense of yo, that's what I need. That's
And
what
the
I
way you
want.
pour into us as your friends, and just even being in LA, and you know how hard it is being here.
Yeah.
The parties the gatherings.
The gathering.
The gathering.
But it's
fellowship.
you pour into each other just as much as you pour into us. So it is
100%,
a beautiful
100%,
union to
100%.
watch and to be in this crazy city.
And
to see,
I'd be a fool to say or think that everybody feels like that.
Yeah.
That's under y'all tribe. That's around y'all. Everybody feels.
Even though
That's
y'all
a
saw
perfect-
our marital dispute.
That's a perfect way to end. It's
Yes.
I'm leaning more into really appreciating the flowers. So thank y'all so much for sharing
100%.
that.
Thank you.
And I'm
Wait.
so glad that I get to share those flowers with you.
That's the man.
Despite you talking about East Coast men, don't touch me.
I was about to say, look at the Mary
No,
Riz.
I'm still on the East Coast men from earlier.
That's true.
I know you
That's
wanted
true.
the
You
East
said
Coast.
East
Where
Coast.
can the people find you to slide in your DMs?
Charles gonna be like, they gonna go on
We're
to eat
gonna talk about
later.
that tonight. We're talking
Why
about
you
that
don't get an
tonight.
East Coast nigga to feed you tonight?
Oh my god.
Oh man, where can they find y'all?
You can find me on Instagram. Just add hot sauce.
Yes.
You can watch the show
Yes.
Boom.
Spice Spice Baby
Boom.
on
On
Tastemates.
Tastemates.
Direct to camera. I love it. She on
She
point.
ready.
Spice season
Check
2
your
is
check
coming.
your
TV
local
baby.
cable
TV
network.
baby.
TV baby.
But I'm Just Add Hot Sauce on every platform.
All social media, Jae Murphy, JaeMurphy, coming through a speaker near you.
Woo, take us out.
Raya.
And so
That's it. That's the episode. And I'm on Raya. Nothing else. Cut it, Orlando. I'm done.
bye y'all.
But not just anybody. On me, putting all the pressure on me.